And his Farm Show on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW and online WSGW.com.
Well, a blustery good morning to you. I hope your day is going well for you, wherever you might be. A little bit on the damp side, too. Hopefully, no major water problems for most of you, but Mother Nature is trying her darndest to kind of mess things up just a little bit. And messy it is. Right now, light rain being reported here at Radio Center and over at MBS International Airport. It is 52. We have a north breeze that has been gusting up to 33 miles per hour this hour. It does appear as though the wind gusts are going to begin to decrease now as we go through the afternoon. 29.70 and holding steady as of right now. If you take a look out there and you see that, boy, it must really be raining because visibility is kind of bad. It's fog. Actually, we have, as I said, light rain, glorified drizzle in some spots. But what's happening is that the wind is really pushing whatever moisture there is around, and it's creating what looks like fog. But obviously, all of us know that if you have fog, that means there's no wind. So we've got that light rain, and we're going to have to contend with it probably for the rest of the day and into the nighttime hours, at least in the Great Lakes Bay Area and Michigan's thumb. Quite frankly, over the last 24 hours, we have not seen a lot of precipitation in our coverage area. And over in Michigan's thumb, we've seen what had been forecast by many forecasters to be in the neighborhood of 4.5, and even 5 inches of rain. That just didn't happen. And fortunately for us, it didn't, because we really don't need, that's a lot of rain. And it's a lot of rain in the summer when you have evaporation. You get rain like this in the fall, the evaporation isn't anything like what it is in the summertime. And we're just not going to get rid of a lot of this moisture in the soil very quickly. But fortunately for us, the long-range outlook is indicating that we are going to be drying down. Actually, the precipitation pattern is going to be below average for this time of the year, so that means that we should be in pretty good shape. The rivers and the streams away from the wind and the effects of the wind seem to be handling the water rather nicely. Unfortunately, they all drain into the Saginaw River here in the Great Lakes Bay region, and the Saginaw River's got some flooding problems. We have passed the flood stage right now, so that's going to continue until the winds finally die down later on this afternoon and tonight. That's why the flood warnings are not up for an extended period of time. Just to kind of give you an idea, you go a little bit further south down in the Detroit area, all the official readings are indicating that they've picked up well more than 2 inches of precipitation just in the last 24 hours. And on top of that, many locations picked up at least an inch yesterday. So the precipitation pattern in, let's say, a place like White Lake down on US 23, over the last 24 hours, 2 1/3 inches of rain, and they picked up at least an inch, inch and a half before that. So we're moving right up into that upper 3-inch category for those folks there. Adrian, Ann Arbor, all of them looking at close to 2 inches. Detroit Metro Airport, about 1.9. Flint at Bishop Airport, 1.61. And this was as of about 15, 20 minutes ago. Flint had roughly an inch in a 24-hour period that ended right around 4 o'clock this morning, and they've picked up more than that. Pontiac has, at least in the last 24 hours, about 1.6 inches, so they have picked up well over 2 inches of rain in the past couple of days as well. MBS International, as of just about 15 minutes ago, did have 3/4 of an inch in the gauge from midnight before that, the evening hours last night. Mount Clemens, better than 2 inches of rain reported there. Taking a look at the Auburn area, about an inch from midnight last night to about 11 o'clock. Huron County, Bad Axe, about an inch. Saginaw, here close to one of the reporting stations in Saginaw, looking at 1.9 inches of rain since about midnight last night. But another reporting station reporting an inch less than that, about 83 hundredths. Genesee County, Linden, 2 inches. Goodrich, an inch. Burton, an inch, 0.3. Again, probably just before midnight last night. Whitmore Lake down in the Ann Arbor area, better than 2 inches. And then we start getting into the 2 inch, 2.5 inch category once we get a lot closer to the southeast corner. Now, over on the west side of the state, we have noticed that precipitation patterns, which were non-existent up until about 12, 14 hours ago, some of those locations are looking at 3/4 of an inch or a little bit more. McBain right now is looking at 0.8. And down at the research station at Michigan State University, they've got 3/4 of an inch. And again, the majority of that precipitation occurred late last night. That's when it started. They really hadn't picked up anything since then. The wraparound effect of that low pressure system is what's causing all of this. That low is breaking down. It's dissipating. It'll be moving off. So later on this afternoon, we're not going to see much effect from it at all, other than just a lingering spotty shower. So passing showers this afternoon in the Great Lakes Bay region, 54 for a high, 51 for a low tonight. During the day tomorrow, becoming sunny in the morning, 72 is going to be our high temperature tomorrow, 56 for a low. The low pressure system, which is associated with a front in Wisconsin, is going to be whipping across the state on Friday night and early Saturday morning. It's going to move through very rapidly, so not much of anything in the way of precipitation associated with that, other than a shift in the winds. Saturday drying out as the day goes on. We're going to be looking at 65 degrees for a high on Saturday after a bout with a light rain shower activity up until, I want to say, about 9 o'clock, maybe 10 o'clock. On Saturday morning. Long range outlook, we alluded to it, above average on the temperatures all the way through the 6th of October, starting next week, below average on the moisture. More on the weather as we go through the broadcast. Chris Weiler from the Andersons will be joining us in just a moment, but before we get to him, we want to remind you the weather forecast brought to you by the folks at Nutrien Ag Solutions.
Nutrien Ag Solutions has the local expertise to recommend the corn, soybean, and other seed products that are the best fit for your field. Plus, unparalleled agronomic support with products and services to unlock yield potential and improve crop performance from planting to harvest. Ask about our financing options to help you get more from every acre and lead the field. Visit your local Nutrien Ag Solutions branch or go to nutrienagsolutions.com.
Say, do you want to unlock the secret to higher yields? If you're applying dry fertilizer, the key to better yield potential is Titan XC. Titan XC is a fertilizer biocatalyst that unlocks and releases the bound up nutrients in granular fertilizer, promoting better root uptake and plant growth. Drive performance this season and beyond. Release more nutrition. Expect better results with Titan XC. For more information, visit lpi.ag/unlock or contact your Nutrien Ag Solutions crop consultant today. If you've been looking for a better nitrogen solution for your corn crop, a nitrogen source that stays put and doesn't leach away, well, now it's easy to find. It's called Pivot Bio Proven 40. The tiny nitrogen-producing microbes that tightly adhere to your corn's roots and have a big impact on your bottom line. So turn to a better nitrogen. Turn to Pivot Bio Proven 40. Your local trusted partner is Don and Allie Morris in the Birch Run area, 989-239-2791, or give them a call at 989-780-3770. Chris Weiler on the line with me right now. Chris, a nice day yesterday. It was good to see the markets move to the positive side. What's going on so far today?
Well, we're getting a little bit of follow through. We've got corn across boards up a couple cents. New crop corn and hemlock here were $4.82 cash. New crop for next year were $4.53. New crop beans for this year were $12.33. New crop for next year, $11.96. Red wheat for old crop, if you have DP, were $6.58. New crop $6.66. Old crop white wheat $6.58. New crop 22 white wheat $6.71. A lot of what we're seeing, obviously, we're getting a lot of rain everywhere. I mean, you did the run through for Michigan. Seems like around a lot of our elevators, it was anywhere from 1 to 3 inches. So we did see a little bit of a start to harvest last week. Expect we'll pick up in this week. But as you get, here in the Toledo area, we were 4 inches plus. A lot of rain in Indiana. So really the whole Midwest corn belt with all this rain has pretty much quit harvesting this week. So you're seeing a little, you might see some places you sell to, if they need a little corn nearby, might be paying up. But outside of that, that's kind of the big story from what we're seeing. It's just waiting to get going.
Yep. And I'm sure a lot of guys, it's going to be a few days, and especially you're talking up 4 inches down in your part. Boy,
correct.
That's going to be a few days.
Yeah, we think. I think first part of next week, if the ground's fit, I think a lot of Michigan we'll see some guys getting back into corn that were doing the early corn. Midweek, probably get back into beans.
Well, we'll keep our fingers crossed. Hopefully they'll be able to get that off. I know there has been some tar spot issues, and some guys have been trying to get in the corn and salvage it before it deteriorates.
Exactly. There's still some corn going down. But the tar, I think I updated this last week. The tar spot, some of it's been okay. The stuff that was affected really bad, we're seeing anywhere from I've heard reports from a 10 bushel an acre loss to 100 bushel an acre loss. So it's all really early stuff. But we're going to see an effect on Michigan production from it and from a quality standpoint.
Yeah. Chris, you take care. Have a great day. Okay.
Yeah, thanks, Terry. Take care.
You bet. A little bit more in depth. Doug Klein has the latest for us. Our market report brought to you by the folks at Quality Roasting of Reese, purchasing local soybeans, processing local beans, and marketing local Exceller meal, which is a high bypass soybean meal for your dairy herd. They've been doing that since 1991. Quality Roasting of Reese. And by Hudson Inc., formerly Bader & Sons Company and D&G Equipment, selling and servicing John Deere and Steel equipment. It's harvest season in Michigan, so please respect and look out for farm equipment on the roads as they travel from field to field. Happy harvest from Hudson. Doug Klein, good morning.
Good morning.
What are we looking at now?
Well, it looks like wheat's the big leader, up 1 3/4%. Crude oil, 1.5%. Of course, natural gas is fairly thin, so it's up 3.25%. But the big movers down are gold and silver, and that kind of plays off what the Fed said yesterday about raising interest rates. But then unemployment came in today; it was worse than expected. So the stock market takes off like a raging bull, up 1.5%. Who knows? But it's those billionaires trading billions and billions and billions back and forth. That seems to be where the action is. Saudi Arabia addressed the UN Council yesterday, and they said absolutely we stabilized, in quotes, the price of oil, i.e. they're manipulating it. So thank you very much. They sure are good friends, good friends when you need them. Anyway, here's your numbers. December corn is 527.5, up 2 cents. The March corn is 534 3/4, up 1 3/4. November soybeans 1282 3/4, unchanged. The March soybeans 1295.5, up 1/4 penny. The December wheat is 718 1/4, up 12.5, and March wheat is 728.5, also up 12.5. The crude oil 73.01, up $1.12. Heating oil is 223.09, up 2.2 cents. Gasoline 214.80, up 2.5 cents. Natural gas 501.5, up 16 cents. Canadian dollar, U.S. dollar gets you $1.2665 at the border. That's down 105 ticks. The yen is at 110.18, up 40 ticks. The euro at 117.36 is up 50 ticks. The dollar's at 93.06, down 40 ticks. And gold is at $17.46.60, down $30 an ounce. Silver's at $22.67, down 23 and a quarter cents. Platinum's kind of dead there, $9.99.90. It's down $1.20.
Yeah, what are friends for?
Right, absolutely. Thanks very much.
Doug, take care. We'll talk
right.
to you again. Doug Klein over at Oppenheimer. Along with me, Jerry Samolsky, Bay Landscaping and Garden Center in Essexville. Well, one thing's for sure, Jerry, our plant of the week has got plenty of moisture.
Yes, it does, Jerry. Although, we were talking the other day about moisture and having it run off. This has been a good slow rain for the most part that we've seen here in Essexville. Matter of fact, this morning when I left, we only had 1.1 inches in my gauge. And I don't know if that's because the rain was coming down sideways or what. But the rain that we've gotten, I think, is going to soak in very well. Yeah,
I have had some reports of a little bit better than 2 inches in Bay City over on the west side. So it's been real spotty. But for the most part, it's come down nicely. I mean, we haven't had the big gully washer splash, and we wouldn't need that at all right now this time. So the plant, what is it?
The plant of the week would actually take all this water quite nicely, Terry. Plant of the week is dwarf fountain grass. The particular one we like is Hamlin. It grows about maybe, say, 16, 18 inches tall, flower heads up to about 2 feet. It's a nice clumping grass. The seed heads are beautiful. It does reseed a little bit, but I surely wouldn't call it invasive. And the other nice thing, some of the grasses tend to hollow out in the center. This grass does not. It stays nice and tight and in good form for years to come. So dwarf fountain grass, it's a beautiful plant.
All right. Have a good one. Take care, Jerry.
You bet, Terry.
You bet. Jerry Samolsky, Bay Landscaping and Garden Center in Essexville. Folks at the Michael Sarr Crop Insurance Agency want you to be ready. Get ready for the good things and protect yourself from the bad. It's all about risk management, and they are the experts when it comes to taking care of that. Licensed to serve all of Michigan with both conventional and organic crop insurance. Their agents, you can get a hold of them by cell for emergencies or questions, or the office, 989-868-4722. Give them a call in downtown Reese. The Michael Sarr Crop Insurance Agency. Joe Kramer joining me right now with the Michigan Bean Commission. Joe, what's the latest on our dry beans?
Well, Terry, we're thinking we're about 3/4 done. We got a pretty wet situation for the balance right now, but we're hoping you give us some sunshine for next week.
Well, we're sure looking forward to it. And I know you guys, in some cases, close to record crops for some of our farmers this year as far as yield goes.
Yeah, we're hearing some tremendous yields out of the thumb. I'm really excited, anxious to see how this thing shakes out when we're all said and done. But I think things are yielding, for the most part, in the thumb better than we expected. Saginaw Valley is probably about what we expected up into Bay County. As you go west, Gratiot and Montcalm County, of course, got hurt real bad with water early, and I'm saying they've got about half a crop for the most part. But all in all, guys, take that water damage out, and I think guys are pretty happy.
One thing's for sure, we always strive for quality product here at Michigan, irregardless of the weather. And I understand you have a special guest making the rounds with you today.
Yeah, we do, Terry. A gentleman all the way from the Dominican Republic came into town yesterday, and we've been spending a little bit of time together. If you don't mind, I'll let him introduce himself and talk a little bit about what he does.
Oh, fantastic. Fantastic. Good morning. Sorry for the wet weather out there.
Good morning, everyone.
And you are?
My name is Manuel Sarraf. I live in the Dominican Republic.
Dominican Republic, and I understand that you folks buy a few beans here from Michigan.
Yep, that's right. We are actually buying a lot more every year, more and more, because we really like the quality that your farmers actually do here.
So what are you seeing right now? What's Joe showing you right now, Manuel?
Well, we are seeing a lot of actually water. Farmers are happy, record crops. I'm actually really happy to be here because I'm sorry for it. I mean, when I arrived, it was like this weather, but when I saw the weather reports, I thought it was going to get really nice weather. So I really hope sunshine really soon for you guys, so you are finished.
Well, and we'll be more than happy to provide you with a lot of really good quality product. And we appreciate your business. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day. Have a good one, Manuel. Enjoy your stay here in Michigan, okay?
Thank you very much.
You are more than welcome. We'll be right back.
Where has the Pioneer Audio Tour taken me today? I'm in Princeton, Illinois, at a field they call the Soybean Disease Nursery. Researchers here are actually encouraging the growth of diseases, like sudden death syndrome. That's because it's not enough to study a disease as it occurs naturally. There might be some years where conditions aren't right. So in this nursery and about 24 more across the country, Pioneer scientists induce disease. Here, that means making sure the ground is saturated. You can probably hear the irrigation system. Pioneer breeders and agronomists share data from this field to learn what varieties show greater resistance to disease. Because to achieve yield, you have to protect yield. The Disease Nursery in Princeton. Another thing that makes Pioneer, Pioneer. You'll hear more from me later. For now, let your local Pioneer sales representative hear from you.
Along with me, Craig Voorhees with a Rummel Agency. Understand, Craig, you're at an auction today?
I am. We're trying to stay dry, Terry, and not doing a very good job at it.
Where? What auction are we looking at right now?
We got a friends of mine are getting out of farming, and they're having their equipment auction today up near Whittemore area.
So what does this pose to folks, especially who are buying product from the auction?
Well, Terry, we still have a challenge getting into the Secretary of State and getting titles transferred. It's not as bad as it was, but it can still take a little while. And we're always in a hurry once we got the money for our vehicles or our equipment to take the insurance off. And we totally understand that. But make sure you get a bill of sale. If that vehicle gets tangled up in an accident or something before the title gets transferred, you could get a knock on your door with some folks in uniforms wondering why your vehicle is in an accident, and you'd have to explain that you don't own it anymore. So the sooner that title gets transferred, the better. And we recommend you keep the insurance on until you know the title transfers, but that can be a lengthy time. So in lieu of that, make sure you're getting some type of bill of sale.
Boy, very good suggestion. Craig, thank you very much. We'll talk to you again. All righty?
Okay, Terry, thank you.
You bet. Craig Voorhees with a Rummel Agency. Over to Steve Anderson we go now at Baird & Company. What's going on in New York right now, Steve?
Well, we've got a rally continuing right now with the Dow Jones Industrial Average ahead by 530 points, putting it at 34,789. Volume there, 314 million shares. The Nasdaq's ahead by 147 at 15,044. Volume, 345 million shares. Locally, green across the board. Caterpillar, 196.99, up 564. Deere, 350.13, up 929. CMS, 61.50, up a penny. Dow, 57.63, up 133. DuPont, 69.66, up 139. Corteva, 42.51, up 58. GM, 51.56, up 78. Trinzio, 54 even, up 189. Walmart, 142.71, up 2. Home Depot, 338.04, up 211. Huntington Banks, 15.15, up 65. And AT&T is ahead by 20 cents at 27.21.
Steve Anderson.
That was all green.
You bet. We'll take it. Thank you very much. You have a great day, okay?
I will. You do the same, Terry.
I will. Steve Anderson over at Baird & Company. Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at Steiner Tractor Parts. New parts for old tractors. 800-234-3280 or steinertractor.com. We now conclude our program with the playing of our national anthem.
From the Stone Specialist Studios, this is WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW FM, Carlton.